Hey everybody, Artie here again. Gonna do the final stage of ToAH Hard with Ath'taros. Gonna use the exact same comp that I used on Lyrith, actually. So this is gonna be a Verad lead with a Bastet. Bastet just brings so many debuffs that are fantastic for this. And the attack buff also makes it a lot faster. ToAH and Verde as your standard anti-boss comp, and then Bella as the healer. None of these are runed overly well. I mean, you see the Bella, that's rough. My Verad is pretty slow overall. Bastet is full revenge for raids, not really meant for this here. Verde, not super fast, not super tanky. And ToAH, not great stats either. So my point with that being, this doesn't have super high rune requirements, just it's not that bad. If you don't have a Verad, you can absolutely use any of the other major stunners, your Okeanos, your, what's he called? Veramos, anything like that. If you don't have a Verde ToAH, you can use something like a Spectra, and instead of preventing the boss from moving at all, you can just make sure to defense break him and then hammer him with Spectra. So there are different ways to go through this. In the Spectra comp, you would want to be pretty tanky, by the way. But this is the way we're going to use. And actually, the most frustrating part about this fight is going to be the very first phase. Because these guys can be fairly dangerous, actually. So we're going to go ahead and focus the damage mons here, that being these guys. If you're going to die on this phase, they will be what does it. But do be careful, because if you're using a Verde here, he obviously relies on crit, and the Acasis are very good at removing your crit. Alright, let's go ahead and auto this up a little bit. slow her on down, and go ahead and finish this wave off. Alright, so this wave, nothing particularly special about it. The Conrads can actually hurt quite a bit if you let them get a move off, but overall, not much threat here. I feel like my Verad was sleeping on the job. Oh, Jesus. Could use those quad procs, in places that aren't a dying wave, but whatever. Go ahead and finish this on out and move on to the boss. Alright, so Ath'taros, he cleanses every debuff he's got on him at the start of every turn. He does have an AoE defense break, hurts quite a bit. Feasible that'll actually one-shot some of my guys here. Verde is kind of squishy. His auto attack is removing a beneficial effect and decreasing the attack speed, and his counter attack gains him X amount of health. I don't actually remember how much it is. Bring a heal block. Left tower, or crystal here, puts heal block on your team. Right one boosts the boss attack bar by like 80% or something significant like that. So you really ideally want to bring some attack bar boosters attack down, glancing, defense break. You know the drill. Slow, very important to bring slow. Oh, very nice with our attack bar boost there. Or our heal block, rather. I will be trying to get a slow. There we go. Get the slow on that right tower, get the attack down on the boss, and this is the setup you want. You're good to go. And from there, you just kind of work your way through it. Now, the only time it'll get tricky is if your Verad or whoever you're using to reset attack bars, if he misses on the right tower, then that right tower can put you in a bit of a dangerous position. And for the most part, I won't have to manual too much of it. That said, it can get a little nasty with that, so I'll just be keeping an eye on it. See, like right there, he missed that tower, I believe. And all that really means is maybe worth taking Hua and dropping a hit on that tower, reduce it. And in fact, when that does happen, you probably should use the second move of Hua's, just to, you just never know when it's going to be a really rough run, and maybe that tower moves several times, and if you have it dotted up, at least it puts a limit on how many times it's going to do that. Now, before I came in here today, I actually had some considerations about what you could do for a fun comp for this. Something else that maybe has percentage damage. Like, I have a Luna who's kind of a pet project for me. And she would kill this boss pretty quickly. He has a fair bit of health, don't get me wrong, but if you did bring in something that did high nuke damage, that's why so many people use Spectra, you could take care of this pretty quick. I didn't figure out a comp that would actually work with that, so I just kind of let that go. But it would be fun. As you can see with this, when you've got the attack up and defense break on the boss, he actually does die pretty quick. It's not really a long fight. It's not like when you're with Lyrith and she pulls her keeping the blue bit and all of a sudden you're stuck waiting for forever because she just takes so damn long to kill. You don't have to worry about that as much with here. He's always going to have the same amount of defense when he starts out. And just kind of blow him down. It can go real bad. If he does get turns off on you, he can blow you up pretty quick. I'd say he does a lot more damage than Lyrith. We're going to go ahead and heal just to make sure. But it looks like a pretty good run. You'll also note, we probably could have done this without Bella. We probably could have relied on the shield alone. Hua would have come kind of close to dying, but I don't think she would have died. You could bring something fun in that slot. You could bring something like a Spectra or a Luna and just kind of wing it. I think that'd be fun to do sometime, but this works too. Alright, let's see if it's nice to us. Oops. Nope. I don't think I even have anyone to feed that to. Oh, I guess I can feed that to DS. I don't use DS. Yeah. Yep, I don't use DS. Oh well. So there you have it. Hopefully that helps you out. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. Like, subscribe, all that fun stuff, and good luck.